There is a relationship in the Bible to create a cosmic double. This cosmic double is in the Yetzirah world. So your basic body is here in the Osea world, and your cosmic double, your body of light, is in the Osea world. In the Yetzirah world. These two worlds come together as Osea 385 and Yetzirah as 315, and that comes out to be 700. 700 is the gematria of the name Set. I call him Set, even though it's a shin rather than the sin, because my initials are S-E-T, Stephen Edward Turner. And with those initials, I was fated also to be a tennis player, which the key thing in tennis is the set. And so that 700 of Osea and Yetzirah is echoed in the numerology of Set. Shin, 300, Tov, 400. That's 700. Now also, a strange factor here is if you add the two dots under the Shin, you get a 720, 10 for each dot under the Ziri, Shet. 720 is the gematria of Yayin, which again relates to the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It also relates to Nazir. But if you take those two dots each in full, so to speak, each one of them being each yud being 20, it becomes 740, and that's Man. Man is also the din of Amen. But Man is one of the great concepts that everything comes from God. Your food comes from God. And this is a very important thing nowadays during this COVID umbrella we live in. That everything comes provided for you. So in the name Set itself is wine, yayin, and manna in the name. But there's other things in that name. Because the letter Shin is considered by commentary to be the last letter of this world. We're in the 300 world, so to speak, of the letter Shin. And that Shin is represented actually when you see the mezuzah. You see? It's all over the place, that Shin. And that's the epitome of this world. Shin is this world. And the letter Tov is considered the letter of the next world. And that's 400. And those are the 400 shekels of silver. And that 400 is the path for Tov in the tree of Yetzer Haim, in the 32 paths. It's the path between Yesod and Malchus. And that's considered the path of the next world. The Tov is the letter of the next world. And the Shin is the letter of this world. You see? This, of course, in Atbash would give us Aleph and Bet. This Aleph, we'll call it Bo, you see? for Shin Tov. But as Aleph Bet, as the first two letters, we can reverse it. You see, we'll reverse it for fun, make it Av. And that's the Aleph written as 26, which is Yud, Vav, Yud. And the Resh, the Bet written as Resh, Vav. Remember, the top of the Bet is written with two Resh, and then Vav is the base. So that's 206 plus 26, that's 232, and that's the four methods of spelling Yud Hey Vav Hey, 72, 63, 45, 52, and that's 232, and that comes from the Atbash of Shet. And remember that Set is the replacement for Hevel. And so it has a direct relationship to Kayin, and in a certain sense, it's this thing that this cosmic double of the boys. You know, Moses is it's brought down in Tikkun Zohar that Moses is Moses, Shet, and Hevel. Mem, Shin, Hey. It's in the name Moses. It's in the Mashiach. You see? And so, with this concept, how to create a cosmic double. See? And this cosmic double occurs, and this spiritual light occurs as something that you can walk into. And for me, the closest thing to that is the Zelem. And that cosmic double is the Zelem is is strange gematria because the 160 of Zelem is exactly the number of the gematria of Kayin, 160. But Zelem, fully spelled out, is Nahash and Mashiach. And this Zelem is the astral body. So you have two bodies. You have your body, the physical body, which I call the Osea body, and then the astral body, which to me is the body in the Yetzirah world. You see? So you have two bodies. And so you can project these bodies or get in touch with these bodies. And in a certain sense, that's why sleep is necessary. You know? People always think of, it's a waste of time, sleep. Well, maybe life is a waste of, daily life is a waste of time compared to sleep. Because I'm in touch with an astral body in sleep. And this all comes from Set. And it has two letters. See? And these two letters are the two final letters of the Hebrew alphabet. And the Shin is the last letter in this world, and the Tov is considered the last the letter of the next world. And the Tov was very probably the sign of Kayin, that they gave him a Tov, because that's the relationship to Shet. And so I try to project my cosmic double, my body of light. My body of light, not of flesh. And I've been hearing some things and reading. Actually, when I'm playing tennis, I'm playing my cosmic double. My competition is my cosmic double. And if I use that cosmic double and put him in with me, then I have another dimension. I have another dimension that I'm playing with, that I'm dancing with. My cosmic double is my dancing partner. He is light on his feet. My cosmic double is light on its feet as we dance. And I remember my poem. What was that poem? I don't remember. And in the evening, weekly sheets, hardly even creased. She pauses for a tearless cry and dies. And mournful I pick her up for one last dance, dancing with death around my shoulders. I wrote that over 50 years ago about something else. I don't remember the rest of the poem. It was a much longer poem. I only remember the last verse here. It was about a woman who was in love with a man. She had that, I forget the word right now, the skinny. She wouldn't eat. She was very, very skinny. Anorexia nervosa. But this is over 50 years ago. They didn't know about that. They didn't call it that then. And in the evening, weekly sheets, hardly even creased. She pauses for a tearless cry and dies, and mournful I pick her up for one last dance, spinning in a fury all the night, dancing with death around my shoulders. And in this world of light, there's a dance of the Hindu gods. I carry a body with me. This body of light was once a body of flesh. It surrounds me. Almost like the pictures that they had at the Super Bowl, which for $100 you could put your picture in a seat in the Super Bowl and virtually be there. And in this COVID world, we're in the virtual world. We're approaching this virtual reality. This virtual reality of Zoom. And the acceptance of things like this. Dancing with death. And now it's the COVID death. And I'm in a dance. A joyous. Remember how Osho, or whatever his name, or Rajneesh, used to say the word joyous? Stresses S's. The letter of Set. The hiss of the snake. And there's a spinning of light, and as I go into my circle, my magic circle, I step into my magic circle, and I'm surrounded by energies. It's almost like a tube, like an inner Sushumna. It goes up like this. And as I spiral in the inner energies, like a beard, the Ida, the Pingala, and the Sushumna. And when there's two, there's always three. And the two are only there to give you the third. And the youth is only there to give you the wisdom. Zakan. And yes, Kayan is 160. But Kayan in full, Zelem is 160. Which is Kayan, but Zelem in full is 358, which is Mashiach and Nahash. And that Nahash snakes up your body. And that snake is the Mashiach, and there's no distinction between good and evil. Between Tov and Ra. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That good and evil are two sides. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is the center, which is the tree of life. And when good and evil, right and left sides are balanced in a tantra, then the center appears. The dance appears. The music appears for the dance. The center is the music for the dance. Hands around, dancing with death around my shoulders. Whoa.